you're young, everything seems so important. I remember playing in the Nastics growing up, and there was a team, LaSalle, who was really good like us, and I think each team would only lose maybe once or twice a year, and it was to each other. So playing them growing up, I remember they beat us in the final a couple of years, and I was a little sad.
The return of Kyle Wellwood tonight at Air Canada Centre, downtown Toronto. The Vancouver Canucks roll into town. We're about 2 hours and 10 minutes away from Ottawa and Montreal in Montreal. What a week this has been for the Canadians. Meantime, in Windsor, let's go to Scott Russell at the Canadian 4-on-4 Street Hockey Championship. Scott.
Thank you very much, Ron. Here we are on Riverside Drive. 16 teams vying for the National Street Hockey Championship. One of them is the home team. These are the Windsor Longshots. They're getting set for their next match, single elimination now. They'll be taking on the team from Halifax. But let's listen to their team chant before they get ready to play. Go ahead, fellas.
Oh, baby, yes!
Right out of Bob Cole's playbook, Ron, I got to tell you, the Windsor Longshots right there. And here's Scott Hill, who is Mr. Street Hockey in Canada, the National Program Director for Play On, presented by Hockey Night in Canada, the National Street Hockey Championships from Kingsville, Ontario, which is not too far from here. Scott, you call it a game of the imagination, street hockey. Tell me what you're thinking.
Well, you know, so many kids across this country grow up playing in their streets and driveways and calling the guys from the next block over, bringing them all together, dreaming about winning that seventh game of the Stanley Cup Finals or that Olympic championship. And really that's what road hockey is all about. For the first time, we've organized it formally. We've run this program right across Canada. We had over 80,000 people participate in 2008, and we're celebrating that with our national championship event here this weekend.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And teams from Delhi, Ontario, Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Windsor, and London, and Vancouver and Montreal, the defending champions, the Montreal Royal. All right, let's talk a little bit about equipment. When I played road hockey, that's what we called it then, Scott, we played with one of those little babies, which was a yellow tennis ball. Very often the dog would have taken a couple of chomps out of it from the garage, you know. The curb is a huge factor, but now, what's the kind of ball we play with?
Well, there's too much fuzz on that one there, Scott. We need something a little more high-tech. We've got the Milek G-Force ball. It's glycerin injected. $6 a ball. It's impossible to keep track of these. We go through so many of them this weekend. But they're low bounce. They're great to use. They're such a high skill level. We need a fantastic ball, and we've got that with the Milek G-Force ball.
Talk about the numbers of people who are involved in street hockey across the country. I know there were 8 regional tournaments that happened in the summer of 2008 in order to get to the national championships. How many teams were taking part there, Scott?
We had well over 1,000 teams participate last year and over 80,000 spectators across the country at these 8 events. Some of our events had over 14,000 spectators out over the course of a weekend. That was Calgary. So really there are a ton of people playing street hockey in this country. It's alive and well.
Hey, thanks so much for this, Scott, and all the best of luck to you and Play On. And to the Windsor Longshots, go ahead, babies. You play on.
Oh yes!
Yeah, a little weak on that one. They're going on to take Halifax. Ron, back to you.
That's why we always said the chance may never come again. Here's Liam Turgeon. Where were you supposed to be vacationing, Liam?
I was supposed to go to